Okay, so Joey, thank you so much for coming in. I'm going to go over my employment agreement with you so that you understand our relationship, your obligations to me and my obligations to you. The employment agreement is 2 pages long, and I will just go over it with you. The undersigned client hereby employs Home Team AdvantEdge, Keller Williams, the broker, as an exclusive agent and agrees to conduct all inquiries into the properties and all negotiations for the properties through Home Team AdvantEdge. What that means to you is that if you see something that you like, a home that you like, you would contact us and not the listing agent. There really shouldn't be any reason for you to contact the listing agent unless, of course, you're driving around and you're seeing the property you can't find, meaning you have the listing sheet but you can't find the property. At that point, you're welcome to call the listing office and just say that you are working with a buyer agent and you just need to have directions, because I don't know where it is because I haven't been there. So that's the first part of it. Basically, you agree to exclusively work with Home Team AdvantEdge. So when you go to open houses as well, you want to sign in as Home Team AdvantEdge, put your initials down, and put my phone number down. That way you can look through the property and not be bothered by the listing agent calling you for feedback. I will get that, follow up with you, and return that call to the listing agent. The term of the contract. The term of the contract is, you can choose 90 days or 180 days. It's up to you. If you're in a hurry, you probably want to choose 90 days. If you want to take a time, you want to choose 180 days. Whenever you decide when the contract expires, it will be a mutual decision if we want to renew the contract. The contract does expire at 11:59, the night of the closing. So it automatically expires at that time. You are also welcome to cancel the contract at any time. The only obligation you have to me, and we will cover that later on, is if there's any property that I introduced you to in the time that we've worked together, you're still obligated to either work with me or just have me reimbursed for my commission. So the obligation the Home Team AdvantEdge promises to do for you are as follows. 1. Consult with the client to determine the client's real estate needs, which is what we do at our first meeting. Make a diligent effort to locate properties which fulfill the client's requirements. We start that process at our first meeting as well. Negotiate price, terms, and conditions favorable to the client based on a complete market analysis. What that means is I'm going to do the research prior to you writing up an offer, and I will represent you during the negotiations of that offer. Assist the client in selecting advantageous financing and professionals for legal and home inspection services. My job is to create a team of professionals to walk you through the process of buying a home. On that team, you will have 5 members. You will have you as the leader of that team. You will have the lender if you have to borrow money. You will have a home inspector, an attorney, and a buyer agent. Hopefully will be me. Assist the client in understanding the client and seller's closing obligations and represent the client at closing. Joey, my job is to protect your interests, so I will walk you through the whole process. That my team will be there to hold your hand through all of your real estate appointments. That means all the showings, the closing, the walkthrough, the home inspection. Act in the best interest of the client in all relevant transactions. Well, that's a catch-all. Basically, your interests come first. For example, if you want to buy a property and I want to buy the same property, because I represent you, you will be buying that property and not me. Client agrees to. Now, the following are your obligations. Furnish us with a pre-approval letter. Basically, I don't really need or want to know your finances. I just want to know and make sure that I have your information that you are pre-approved. This is not pre-qualified, this is pre-approved. The reason for that is twofold. One is, I have a reputation in my 2 decades of being in real estate of never having a closing transaction fall through because of financing. The other is that the listing agent and the seller want to know that you can afford to buy their home. Getting pre-approval is like being a cash buyer. You are ready to go shopping. You have the money. 2. Work exclusively with Home Team Advantage during the terms of this agreement and be available to examine properties located by the broker. 3. The client agrees to pay fees included in the gross purchase price and payable at closing to Keller Williams. What that means is that my fee is going to be included in the price of the home that you're putting in, and I will get paid at closing. This is the paragraph that protects me. See, I will protect you through the whole process of buying a home, and I ask you in return to protect me when you sign legal documents, the offer, the purchase and sales, and the closing. 4. If the client makes an offer on the property, the buyer agent has presented an offer with another client. The buyer has a choice. What that means is whoever tells me of my clients that they want to write up an offer first will get to submit it with me. The other person will have an option. They can either wait it out and see what happens, or be referred to another buyer agent outside of my team to submit an offer. The reason for that is I don't want to have a bidding war in my own company. So far, I've been lucky not to have to exercise that paragraph. The next paragraph is the buyer client, when purchasing a property listed with Home Team Advantage, agrees to be represented by an agent in a designated agency capacity. So if you're looking to buy a property that's listed with Keller Williams, it will be designated capacity. If you're looking to purchase a property that's with Home Team Advantage, I would ask you to look at that property before I sign you up on under this agreement. And if you like it, I cannot represent you because I don't want to do dual agency. If you do like it and you are my clients already, I would refer you out to another buyer agent so that we are not in a dual agency situation. And in a dual agency situation, to do it correctly, I cannot represent either the buyer or the seller during the negotiations. And all I can do is just pass papers around. So to give you full service, which I'd like to do, I would refer you to another agent and keep your information confidential. The professional service fees. At this time, we do not charge a retainer fee. So I would put not applicable to the side of the retainer fee information. Now comes information about my compensation. Joey, my fee is 3%. And the paragraph that you read here basically says that it is 3% no matter how you buy a property, whether it's with a for sale by owner, a builder, or a traditional resale property listed with a real estate agent. I do have a minimum requirement. So if you buy a $30,000 home, my fee is $3,000. So if your property is under $100,000, it will be a $3,000 flat fee that's included in the purchase price. The last paragraph, Joey, it refers to if you and I have a disagreement. And basically what it says is that if you have a disagreement, that you would choose to go through arbitration process rather than a full court of law. Arbitration is a lot faster and a lot cheaper. And what it says here is that you will choose your own representative and I will choose mine, and they will choose a representative if we cannot agree on just a single representative. You acknowledge by signing this document, and I am obligated to give you a copy of this document. Joey, this is what the employment agreement between you and I are all about.